Tyrese Haliburton, Miles Turner, Buddy Hield, and Benedict Mathurin led the Indiana Pacers this past season. And before Haliburton missed multiple weeks due to multiple injuries, the team was on pace to make the playoffs. Hallie's passing, Turner's shot blocking, Buddy Hield's knockdown shooting, and Mathurin's rookie year scoring prowess powered the team to 4 games above 500 before January 12th. Of course, the season doesn't end in January, so we still don't know if they would have competed in the postseason. But this Pacers team is a lot better than their 11 seed season finish suggests, and I'm excited to see them show their potential again, plus the additions from this offseason. And I think this will all lead to a bright year in Indiana. So let's discuss this team and their players. Tyrese Haliburton averaged 21 points and 10 assists on 49% from the field, 40% from three, and 62.4% true shooting percentage. He is the engine that makes his Pacers team go, and he is one of the best passers in the NBA. And his offensive package is one of the most impressive in the league. He gets most of his assists from the pick and roll and from the fast break. He likes to push the pace in order to catch his defense on their heels, and Haliburton's quick decision making forces the defense to stay aware. Haliburton has shot 40% and up in all of his 3 seasons in the NBA. He has an unorthodox jump shot, but it goes in. And this addition to his passing is what makes him so great. If he has space for even a second, he's firing it up. 29 players attempted at least 200 pull-up threes this past season, and out of those 29, Haliburton ranks second in percentage, only behind the greatest shooter of all time. He can finish at the basket, but getting better at slashing to the rim versus better defenders and becoming a high-level finisher would bring his game to a whole nother level. He's one of my favorite players in the NBA and earned an All-Star selection this past season, and the Pacers are very lucky to have traded for him. Miles Turner's game is what a lot of people consider the perfect skill set for a center. He can defend the rim, which is probably the number one trait for a center, having the ability to anchor a defense. In today's game, the three-point shot is everything, and ideally every one of your players can shoot that shot, even your five. Miles Turner has led the league in blocks twice and is consistently near the top of the league, and he shot 37.3% from three this past season, or 4 attempts per game. Turner had a really good year for Indiana. He shot his career high in true shooting percentage, setting a franchise record. Turner's biggest flaw would be his rebounding ability, and you would like your starting five to average more than 7.5 boards a game. But overall, he is a huge piece for Indiana. Buddy Hield is a player I really enjoyed watching, and he was a huge part of this Pacers team this past season. But due to contract extension negotiations stalling, a report came out saying they were looking to trade him. But in a recent interview with the team's GM, Chad Buchanan, he said they have no intention to move Hield. This could all be an attempt to not create too much drama surrounding the team, but after watching the interview, it seems like there's a good chance Hield stays with the team for at least one more season. Lose him for a second, and he will burn you. This season, he became the 5th player to have 5 or more straight seasons of 200 plus three-pointers made. And as you could imagine, this is extremely valuable for the Pacers, especially in this day and age. And after a bad possession, he can bail you out with his knockdown shooting, sitting at 42.5% from three this past season. Although this is by far his best trait, Buddy Buckets can score from other places on the floor. Again, not as good as his long ball, but he definitely isn't useless from other zones. I'm hoping he stays with the team. The Hield-Haliburton connection is the most important for Indiana, and he was a huge part of this Pacers squad this past season. Benedict Mathurin impressed in his first NBA season, finishing top 5 in Rookie of the Year. His finishing at the rim and athleticism led the way for his scoring, putting up 16.7 points per game, and he was second in points per game by a bench player. He showed an ability to go strong at the basket and finish through contact, and he had a very impressive free throw rate for playing under 30 minutes a game. He is an elusive off-ball player, and this pairs very well with Haliburton's passing. I'm excited to see him this upcoming season, as he already started making strides this past season in the other areas of the game. Outside of these 4 main guys, the Pacers had other key contributors that helped this team shine in parts of the season. TJ McConnell is one of the best backup point guards in the NBA and was able to step up a good amount in games without Haliburton. He is a player that always plays with pace and a sense of urgency. This helps him make quick decisions, and his go-to shot is the mid-range fadeaway on the move. When second units come on the court, a lot of teams lose their rhythm. McConnell helps his team stay in attack while being a relentless pest on defense. Andrew Nemhard has gone through just one NBA season, but he played like a veteran, and I'm sure a lot of that had to do with him being a collegiate player for 4 seasons in a world of one and dones. He showcased great point guard skills and gave this Pacers team another on ball playmaker, but he also shot 35% from three and was a pretty solid catch and shoot option for the team. Nemhard never shies away from a defensive challenge and oftentimes was put on the other team's best perimeter player. He is a really good piece that contributes from everywhere on the floor, and I'm excited to see him continue to grow with the Pacers. Aaron Naismith came over from Boston and has been able to show more of what he has. This season, he helped the team out as a defensive wing while shooting 36.6% from three on over 4 attempts per game. He also found other scoring opportunities with his athleticism. This sort of player is very valuable for any team, and I know Pacers fans appreciate him, and I'm excited to see how Naismith can continue to improve. Isaiah Jackson was drafted in 2021 by the Los Angeles Lakers, but was traded for by the Indiana Pacers. And fans seem to be pretty divided on the big man going into year three. On one end, some fans see his potential, mainly in his shot blocking ability, averaging 1.5 blocks in 16.5 minutes this past season. Also, his athleticism is something to be excited about, and we have already seen some highlights. On the other end, a number of fans seem to already be done with Jackson, wanting to move on. Going into year three, this season will be pivotal for Jackson's future in Indiana, and maybe he can carve himself out a defined position as the team's backup center. Jalen Smith is another guy that was and is fighting for the backup center spot for the Pacers. He averaged 9 points and 6 rebounds this past season, and this season will also be pivotal for his future with the team. The last guy in conversation for backup center in Indiana is Daniel Tice. And after playing only 7 games for the Pacers and helping Germany become world champions, Tice also comes into the season looking to prove his worth as a backup five. Jordan Nwora joined the team late last season and had some pretty good numbers in his time, especially when it comes to efficiency, including a 25-point quarter in a March game versus Atlanta. But with a team with a lot of deserving players, I'm not sure how much time he will actually see. These were the main guys for the Pacers, along with some others, but they have brought in some reinforcements that will help them get back to where they were in the beginning of the season, this past season, and then some. The team signed Bruce Brown to a 2-year, $45 million contract, and he is a player any team would love to have. He's the type of guy a team signs when they want to make the playoffs, and he will absolutely help this team reach their goal as someone who contributes in every aspect of the game. Brown is a hustle player and knows how to disturb offenses. He can guard from all over the floor and bother players of all sizes. He will not give up on a play and has the power to energize his entire team, and he helped the Nuggets to a championship recently. On the offensive side of the ball, Brown is a very opportunistic offensive player, knowing when to cut to the basket, which was great next to Jokic, and I think will be similarly great next to Haliburton. He has also gotten a lot more comfortable as a three-point shooter. He is a great all-around player and will undoubtedly be a very important piece in helping this team reach the next level. Obi Toppin was drafted to the New York Knicks in 2020 out of Dayton, earning National Player of the Year honors, but he never got all that much opportunity for the Knicks, and fans let the coaching staff and entire organization hear it. After 3 seasons in New York, they sent him to Indiana for just 2 future second-round picks. Pacers fans seem to be excited about the addition, especially because of just how little they had to give up for him. His most obvious contribution to the team is his athleticism, winning the 2022 dunk contest, and I'm sure we can already see the highlights between him and Haliburton. I'm interested to see how head coach Rick Carlisle uses him and how much he can develop outside of his most likely role as a screener rolling to the basket and cutting. He was a great player in college, and without a whole lot of opportunity in his first 3 seasons in the league, I'm excited to see how he fares and grows in Indiana. Jarris Walker was a freshman in the 2023 season, helping the Houston Cougars go 33-4. On draft night, he was selected by the Washington Wizards at number 8, but Indiana wanted in on the defensive forward, trading for him not too long after. Walker showed the most skill on the defensive end of the floor, wreaking havoc on offenses all season long. And in the summer league, he showed off his quick hands and great help defense. For a team that was bottom 5 in defensive rating, Walker can come in right away and be a piece that helps them establish a better defensive identity. He proves to be a very good team defender, and he can do work on the ball as well. On the offensive side of the ball, Walker's best trait is his passing. Although his offensive game is definitely weaker than his defensive game right now, I believe his passing will help get him minutes. He knows how to move the ball, and he can be a connector in this offense. As for scoring, he most often goes to his floater. I think Walker has a place on this team right away, but filling out the other parts of his game, his scoring game specifically, is what will determine him as a defending role guy or an all-star caliber player for his career. He has room to grow as a shooter and has shown signs as a creator. He shot just below 35% from 3 in college on just under 3 attempts per game. Although he wasn't hitting his threes efficiently in Summer League, he was confident shooting the 3, which I think counts for something. So many guys get demoralized when they are cold and just stop shooting. But again, Walker's improvement as an all-around offensive player will determine his place in the league, and it's good to see him know that this is just a part of the process. I'm excited to see Walker's career unfold in Indiana, and I think he will be a great player. Other guys like Ben Shepherd and Oscar Tshiebwe were also drafted by Indiana, a 4-year college player and a guy who won multiple different honors in 2022. But with a team with so many different options and guys who will be fighting for minutes, these rookies probably won't see the floor a whole lot. Like many others, I have high hopes for this Pacers squad this upcoming season. Their starting lineup to open training camp is Tyrese Haliburton, Bruce Brown, Benedict Mathurin, Obi Toppin, and Miles Turner, and I'm excited to see this team in action. We know what Haliburton brings as an all-around offensive player, setting up the team while being a 20-point per game scorer himself. Brown also gives this team a nitty-gritty hustle player and will undoubtedly help them in their pursuit to make the playoffs. Again, Mathurin showed off his scoring and foul drawing ability in his first year, but filling out the other parts of his game is what will help him reach that next level. Toppin will now have an increased chance to show what he's got and will work great off of Hallie. Hopefully Turner can have another good season for Indiana, holding down the fort on defense and knocking down his three-pointers. Overall, this team has a lot of very key contributors and guys that deserve minutes, and I'm ready to see how everything comes together this upcoming season, and I expect to see them in the playoffs. How good do you think this Pacers team can be? What do you think about their off-season acquisitions? Let me know in the comments below. Thank you guys for watching. This has been Rashad with Hoops Times 2. Hit the subscribe button if you want to see more content like this. Hit the like button if you enjoyed this video. I'll see you guys next time. Peace out.